Taking a look at the Second Amendment. So there were some mixed results, I think, would be fair to say, for a lot of Second Amendment supporters during the first Trump administration. I think that's fair to say. The bump stock issue comes to mind. But the Biden administration was openly hostile to gun owners. My next guest hopes that some of that can change. Knox Williams is the president and executive director of the American Suppressor Association. Knox, welcome to the program.
Steve, thank you so much for having me this morning.
Absolutely good to have you. All right, so as you put it in a press release here, Donald Trump can undo, quote, the persecution of law-abiding citizens, gun owners, and gun retailers that defined the last 4 years under the Biden administration. They were not particularly friendly to Second Amendment supporters like yourself, were they?
I think that's a very kind way to put it.
Yeah, very polite way to put it. So what are you hoping for here with Donald Trump? I mean, reciprocity is a thing that I'm really like to see happen as far as concealed carry in this country. I don't know how that would come about, but it would be nice. What are you pushing for? What do you hope to have happen?
Some of the main things that we would love to see legislatively would be the Hearing Protection Act, a deregulation of suppressors at the federal level. The Parts Act, which was recently reintroduced by Representative Fluger and Jared Golden in a bipartisan effort, which would reclassify serialization requirements for suppressors. And at the executive level, it's really reining in the ATF and stopping the weaponization of the federal government. I think that that's something that we can all agree on has been overused by the Biden administration. They've really overstepped their bounds, and bringing them back to where they should be, it should be a priority for the Trump administration.
All right, so explain to the folks that are listening, and a lot of them are going to be gun owners, and they're going to know what a suppressor is roughly, but it's not a silencer. It's not like Hollywood, is it, Knox? It's not like Hollywood where everything's sounds like an air rifle or quieter. It doesn't really work that way, does it?
No, it does not. It makes a dangerously loud sound level from the report of a firearm less dangerously loud. So it really just makes it a safer level, but it's still incredibly loud even with a suppressor.
Right. It's the opposite of a ported barrel for those of you keeping score at home, which is like dropping an anvil on your head. From what I recall, I don't like those very much, unless you got headphones on or hearing protection. So the Hearing Protection Act and the Parts Act. Tell me what they are and what they mean.
So the Hearing Protection Act was just reintroduced for the 6th time. We have a new bill sponsor in the House. Representative Ben Cline is the lead. Right now, there are 49 co-sponsors on it. And really what it does, the way that suppressors are currently federally regulated, you have to pay a $200 transfer tax in order to buy one. You have to submit fingerprints and passport photos to the ATF. They have to then approve your application. It used to be that would take months to years. Now that is currently taking days to weeks. So it's a lot faster, but it's still a burdensome and unnecessary and antiquated process to buy what amounts to a hearing protection device. So the Hearing Protection Act removes them from the purview of the National Firearms Act of 1934, treats them like a Title I gun, so like a rifle, pistol, or a shotgun, to where a consumer can go in, fill out a 4473, which is a gun transfer form, pass a background check, and walk out, assuming that they live in one of the 42 states where suppressors are currently legal.
What are your chances? What do you think? I mean, some of these Republicans I don't put a lot of faith in, and the margin right now is what, 217, 215, because the Democrats gamed some seats out of California. It only took them 6 weeks to count the votes. That's a story for a different day. But how many people can you lose? Do you have people on board? You've got the Senate. If you can get it through the House, that's the real trick.
We've got the Senate, but we need to get to 60 votes. It's going to be a tough fight for us to get it to the president's desk. We're confident that if we were to get it there, that he would sign it. But I'm with you. Those margins are just razor thin. We have really nobody that we can lose, and that's going to be a tall order for us. That doesn't mean that we're not going to try, but it's something where it's going to be tough in this legislative environment.
Yeah. So suppressors, if I wanted to go buy one, and you can buy it for pretty much any weapon, couldn't you? If I had it for a rifle, for a hunting rifle, you could do that. You could have it for a handgun, you could do that, right? It's not an uncommon piece of equipment. And if you took a 20-ounce, Coke bottle and put steel wool in it, you can have a suppressor of sorts. My understanding, I've read a little bit, right? But is that illegal to do for me, by the way, to make a homemade suppressor? Does that make me a criminal if I don't have an ATF stamp of approval?
That is correct. I would not recommend trying to fashion your own suppressor. They're not hard to make, but it is highly illegal for you to do it without first registering it through what's called a Form 1 with the ATF and paying
Right.
that transfer tax.
So a Coke bottle filled with whatever material, which will take down some of that sound, illegal. So don't do that. Apparently. What else would you like to see happen with the Second Amendment here in Trump's second term?
I think, again, reining in the ATF, you look at things over the years, the way that DOJ has been weaponized against our industry and our community, things like Operation Choke Point, really trying to
Right,
freeze.
the banking industry, the ATF, the DOJ. It's been a coordinated attack on private firearm ownership. Go on.
Absolutely. It really has. And in order to accomplish the de-weaponization of an organization like the ATF, we think that getting the right person in as the director is a priority for us. Somebody that has experience working with firearms regulations, that knows how to overhaul and reform the ATF, that does not have a law enforcement background. I think that they've got their priorities mixed up as a bureau. And I think that it's very much in line with Trump's priorities to really rein that in. So getting the right person in there should be a priority for the administration, in our opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's nice to have somebody that's running the ATF that actually owns a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, there is that. I mean, don't mean to be so picky about it, Knox, but it is nice to have somebody that actually owns a firearm running the place, right?
Absolutely. And it's not afraid to say so.
And not afraid to say so, right? A lot of things that we can focus on. All right, tell the folks how they can find you, my friend.
You can find us at www.americansuppressorassociation.com. If you'd like to join as a member, we would love that. Steve, we actually worked in Michigan back in 2015 and 2016 through the Natural Resources Commission to legalize suppressor hunting in the state. So pretty familiar with Lansing and the surrounding areas. Had a great time doing that. One last shameless plug. I am running for the NRA Board of Directors. The ballots are hitting this week. So if you are a voting member for the NRA, I would love to have your vote. So thank you.
There you have it, Knox Williams. Well done. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Now, while we may have won this election, the fight to restore this great nation is, well, it's just beginning. Now is the time to take a stand, and Patriot Mobile is leading the charge. As America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, Patriot Mobile offers a way to vote with your wallet without compromising on quality or convenience. Patriot Mobile isn't just about providing exceptional cell phone service. It's a call to action to defend our rights and freedoms. With Patriot Mobile, you'll get outstanding nationwide coverage because they operate on all three major networks. If you have cell phone service today, you can get cell phone service with Patriot Mobile with a coverage guarantee. The difference is every dollar you spend supports the First and Second Amendments, the sanctity of life, and our veterans and first responders. Switching is easy. That's key. Switching is easy. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. The 100% U.S.-based customer support team will help you find the perfect plan. Go to patriotmobile.com/Gruber, patriotmobile.com/Gruber. You could call 972-PATRIOT as well. Get free month of service right now. patriotmobile.com/Gruber. I'll be right back.